So if you're a small business owner, you might get frustrated to know that the most profitable business in the world is Apple. And at the moment, as I speak to you, Apple has approximately $200 billion in the bank, in reserves, for them to do whatever they want with, I guess. So they're a very profitable business. They have massive amount of capital behind them. And one of the ways they do that is by not paying very much tax. So places like Ireland approach these big corporations. They say, come and work with us. Come and base yourself in our country and we will give you a better tax rate. The EU has just said to Ireland, hey, that's not allowed. You can't attract competition that way. You need to be charging them a fair tax rate. So what's a fair tax rate, you might ask? Well, they originally attracted Apple to Ireland, by offering them a 1% tax rate. This is the business tax rate, where the standard rate in Ireland was 12.5%. So a massive reduction. Of recent times, that tax rate has gone down to 0.005%. So that's what Apple pays in tax in Ireland. Now, to give you an idea of what that is, that means for every €1,000,000 that Apple earns through their company in Ireland, they pay 50 euros in tax. That's a nice job if you get it, wouldn't it be?
It would be, actually. I'm just thinking about relocating the business department to Ireland. And that's not the worst of it, actually, because Apple's headquarters, its corporate headquarters, is a virtual headquarters. So it's not physically based anywhere, it's virtual. So they stream all the money from the island and their other operations, obviously. But let's just talk about Ireland. So all the rest of that money, they stream it into their pie in the sky headquarters, and they don't pay tax anywhere else in the world on that money. So that's just their money.
So anytime we get something on iTunes or we download an app, that money goes from our account, our credit card, to Ireland?
No, not necessarily. Because the same problem's here. Apple, Facebook and Google have been criticised in New Zealand for not paying the right corporate amount. Now we pay 28 cents tax. They don't pay anything like that because they claim that they're domiciled overseas, so they only have to pay whatever they pay, and that's minuscule here as well.
Yeah.
So when you pay it, if you buy stuff in New Zealand dollars, that gets taken out of New Zealand and to this virtual headquarters as well. So, but the island, I mean, billions of dollars just going out.
The EU, as I said, are pretty unhappy about this. The EU Competition Commissioner, her name is Margrethe Vestager, and she said this about the situation. This is of the EU members. Member states cannot give tax benefits to selected companies. This is illegal under EU state aid rules. Ireland must now recover the unpaid taxes in Ireland from Apple for the years 2003 to 2014, up to €13 billion plus interest. So I quite like Ireland's position right now, because what they've done is they've attracted all this money into their country, and if they want, even though the report that's come out now that says Ireland is actually going to fight this decision, as are Apple, so Ireland's actually standing up on behalf of Apple, but if they wanted to, they could just go, ugh, what are we to do? You're just going to have to give us the $13 billion. We can't fight the laws of our community, the EU.
Yeah. Well, in that case, if they did give them that money, it's the entire Ireland health budget, for instance. So when they could fund the Ireland health budget for more than a year on
I read it's about €3,000 for every man, woman and child in Ireland.
And there's another irony. So say Apple loses an appeal, which is going to drag on for years. So what they can do, if they pay that tax to the EU or Ireland or wherever, they will claw that back from the tax that they pay in the US. So it's basically a tax negative situation. So they'll just get a tax refund in the US. I mean, it's just outrageous.
It seems to be the classic conversation, and this is why one of the reasons that Brexit was successful, unfortunately for the UK, is that all of a sudden business within Ireland is being controlled from an outside body, which is the EU. Because I can understand a country kind of wanting to be self-governing and going, well, if we want to let this business come here and charge them next to nothing, that's good for us. And if you want to charge them 0.0004, then they'll come to you. So I can kind of see both sides of it, but you know, they've got 200 billion, so they could pay this and still have 190 billion in reserve. I don't think they're going to be too hard up.
No, it's the principle of it. They're just going to fight because they can.